Well, if Crystal Palace was disappointment, this was frustration. And I'm going to do my best not to swear because I'm absolutely livid at what I have just seen. Because it's ironic again, because it's been the same topic I've talked about the last two videos. Eriksen at 10 instead of 8. Because that's actually where both goals have come from. We'll start with the two goals and then we'll talk about all the rest of the nonsense because ultimately it's the two goals that define the result. It's a 1-1 draw. On the first goal that we score, the goal that Eriksen does score, he is in the number 10 position and Bruno Fernandes is in the number 8 position because just naturally how the play developed, Bruno ended up alongside Ugarte, Eriksen ended up further forward, Eriksen took his opportunity when it came. Bruno took none of his opportunities again. Then the FC Twente goal. Obviously, there are multiple mistakes from a whole host of players in this goal, but ultimately the biggest one falls on Christian Eriksen's head because, again, he's playing in the number 8 position, dropping in, looking to play the ball to someone. He switches off, he gets nicked, and they put the ball in the back of the net. But let's dissect those two goals a little bit more. That shot on goal was absolute pure luck from Christian Eriksen. It bobbled around, it fell out to him, and don't get me wrong, phenomenal strike from Christian Eriksen. Probably the best goal we've scored so far this season. Absolute laser into the far corner of the net, and testament as to how well he's played over the last few weeks. The goal that we concede, like I said, Eriksen makes the biggest mistake. Don't get me wrong, but the run from Van Rouge just should never happen. He skips past Rashford like he's not even there. He skips past Bruno like he's not even there. Martinez can't make a tackle because he's already on a yellow card. And why he's in midfield trying to break up play in there when he's already on a yellow card, I don't know. Maguire just could have been sent off for his challenge, goes in two-footed, and Van Rouge puts it through his legs. And then obviously Ugarte wins it back with a good interception. Eriksen then loses it, as we've already spoken about. And then Onana, come out! Come out, man. Like, they've clearly done their homework because they know Onana takes that step over to cover finesse shots. So clearly Hassel or Vassal, whatever his name was, had done his homework in that he knows Onana's going to step across and it's a great finish. But, like, that's literally 6 of your 11 players have made a mistake. Rashford's made a mistake. Bruno's made a mistake. Martinez has made a mistake. Fernandes has made a mistake. As I say, Rashford, Fernandes, Martinez, Maguire, Eriksen, Onana. 6 of your 11 players have made a mistake for one goal. That is shocking. But this is what I'm saying. The actual overall shape, it just didn't feel right tonight. Some of the build-up play again in that first half was good, but as with the Crystal Palace game, they missed all their chances. And what's worse is that we only had one big chance tonight. And to be honest with you, I can't even tell you what that big chance was. The great saves from Unistal, or Uninstall as we call him on FIFA, were all deflections off his own player. The save with the top left-hand corner, that was a deflection off his own player. The fingertip save when he was going to save with his leg in the last minute of the game, that was deflected off his own player. So what our actual big chance was that we missed, I don't even know. Because there were good balls into the box from Rashford. There were a couple of good ones from Ahmad. Xerxes was linking up the play well at times again. But it's not leading to anything. And like I say, the goal we score is just a little bit of luck, where it bobbles out to Eriksen, who then hammers it in the top corner, which is just a wonder goal that anyone could score. And this one just happened to go in, but on another day, that goes straight to the goalkeeper or it goes into row Z. And that was our only chance. So, it just didn't seem right to me. I think one player stood out for me today that had a really good game, and I thought that was Dalot. I think his drifting into midfield, our adoption then of the back three, which allows the space for Bruno and Eriksen to drift around and let Xerxes come into play. I think that worked really well. I think Dalot had a really, really good game tonight. But outside of that, I can't really say anyone had a particularly great game. I think the relationship between Ugarte and Eriksen was pretty much non-existent. I think they were so disjointed, leaving so much space in the midfield whenever it got turned over. I thought Ugarte's interceptions and tackles were good. That's why we've brought him in. But have we just replaced a position that we didn't need to replace? Because what I saw from Ugarte tonight is no different than what I saw from Fred the last 5 years before we let him go. Like, he wins the ball back, he runs around a lot, but he must have gave it away an awful lot tonight. And then Bruno, I mean, I said about it the other day. He's not on it right now. He's still putting himself about. He's still trying to be heavily involved. But ultimately, he's not creating anywhere near as many chances as he normally does. And he's missing all the chances that he gets. And, like, the free kick in the last minute of the match absolutely summed it up. It is a desperation scenario. It's 1-1. This is the last chance. Everyone's up. Højlund's in there. Maguire's in there. Martinez is in there. Like, well, I mean, that was it in terms of height, if we're being honest. But they're all in there. And Bruno shoots. And he doesn't even try and smack it either. He's tried to bend it. Keeper's like, what is he doing? And that's when I then come to the manager about his decision making. Firstly, the one I've already spoken about. Eriksen and Bruno are the wrong way round, in my opinion. If you're going to play Bruno and Eriksen, Bruno needs to be the one that gets on the ball deeper. Eriksen needs to be the one in the killer part of the pitch. So that was a mistake. Then, the decisions that he made for the substitutions. Ahmad for Garnacho, again, makes no sense as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely no sense. I said it the other day. If you're going to take Ahmad off, you put Anthony on. Garnacho is not a right winger. He had absolutely no impact on the right-hand side. And then after we took all the other players off, he looked better on the left-hand side, but we'd already taken all of the other players off. The second round of substitutions are absolutely criminal. He takes Xerxes off again, who, like I already spoken about, was having a really good game in terms of link-up play. So if you're going to take anyone off for Højlund, take Bruno off. Put Xerxes a little bit further back and put Højlund up front. That way, you've got two big strikers on the pitch, 4 set plays, and you've got your link-up player feeding your striker. 2, why take Rashford off? Rashford was having an all-right game. I'm not saying he was having a great game, but again, if you're going to take Rashford off for Højlund and move Garnacho over and then put Bruno on the right, how does that make any sense? Put Anthony on. Like, make it make sense. If Rashford's coming off and you've already taken Ahmad off, just put Anthony on. Put Anthony on the right, put Garnacho on the left. Keep everything balanced. And then, do you know what? Fair play to Christian Eriksen when he saw his number come up and go, me? Because, again, he was having a very good game. All right, he made a mistake. It happens. Everyone makes mistakes. And unfortunately, it was him that made the biggest mistake in the goal that we conceded. But he was having a significantly better game than Bruno. Like, what? Why was it Eriksen instead of Bruno? I just don't understand it. And shock horror, we made all those substitutions, and the only chances we had after those substitutions was the Maguire header from a corner and the frickin' Bruno shot with the last kick of the game. Did Højlund even touch the ball? Other than that one time he tried to run away and Van Wolfswinkel dragged him down? Like, what was the point of putting Højlund on if you're not going to give him any service again? And then finally, unfortunately for me, Harry Maguire, his impact on this side completely changed how we played in this match. And I already spoke about the breakdown in relationship between Ugarte and Eriksen, but the gap between attack and defence, because Maguire was playing, was huge. And this is why they got so much possession in the middle of the pitch. Because against Crystal Palace, you had Mazraoui, De Ligt, Martinez and Dalot, and you could play higher. Then you had the tight, compact midfield with the link up to Xerxes. Because Maguire was playing, basically, we were stretching forward, they were going forward, Dalot was tucking in, Mazraoui was edging up, Martinez was edging up, and then Maguire was just sort of hanging back because of the fear of the counter-attacks. Then when it got turned over, everyone started legging it back. There was this huge space in midfield between the back line and the midfield because Maguire's sitting deeper. That then caused Martinez to start stepping up into midfield because he can't help himself. And like I said earlier, why he's constantly stepping up when he's already on a yellow card, I don't know, because that is so dangerous and massively runs the risk of getting sent off. Unless he's playing with De Ligt, where they can step up together. But that just wasn't happening. And the gaps were just so visible just because Maguire was playing. And look, that is not me sitting here saying Harry Maguire had a bad game. I thought he defended relatively well outside of that stupid tackle for their goal. I think he, as I said, physically, I think he defended corners well. I think he attacked corners well. He had a couple of headers on target that were deflected onto, say, the one that got deflected for the uninstalled save, the one that should have been given as a corner and wasn't given a corner, that was headed on target from Maguire. I'm not going to have a go at what he contributed from where he could contribute, but his spot in the side imbalanced the way we played. So I just don't see where we go from there. We either have to completely change our style of play just to accommodate Maguire, or we don't play Maguire. Like, obviously, Euro's injured, and when he comes back, it will be completely different. But I just, like I say, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated with that result because, we should have won that game. We should have won that game. We had the chances to win that game. We had the players on the pitch to win that game, but starting lineup was wrong. Substitutions were wrong. And just the general approach play from some of the players at times, the decision making and the amount of times we're still giving the ball away, it's just not good enough. And unfortunately, Ten Hag wasn't strong enough to make the right decisions tonight to change it when he needed to change it. And ultimately, it's what I feared. We back up the Crystal Palace result with more points dropped now in the Europa League. Our next game is Spurs in the Premier League. The game after that is Porto away in the Europa League. The game after that is Aston Villa in the Premier League. And if we're looking at the Crystal Palace performance and the performance tonight, do you realistically see any points in any of those three games? And if we don't win any of those games, and I mean don't win, like if we draw all three, I still don't think that's good. So if we don't win any of those three games, again, the questions have already started, but they're going to get ramped up and ramped up and ramped up and ramped up. I like the players he's brought in. I like how they're contributing to the side. But I don't like the decisions that he's making in regards to team selection. And I really don't like the substitution choices he's making at the moment. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. It's another rough night for Manchester United and one that I am genuinely not happy with. But we have no time. We have to get ready because we're playing Spurs on Sunday. And it could be another very, very long day in London. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.